Good morning, you beautiful people. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Let's recap a bit, shall we? I don't even know where to begin. The Revelation's main Easter egg has finally, after a week and a half, been completed. I'm going to talk about and sort of review this Easter egg on a technical level, on a game mechanics kind of gameplay level, as well as on a storyline level. So let's get into it. From a technical standpoint, this is without a doubt the worst Easter egg of Black Ops 3. I have never seen so many bugs, crashes, blue screens of death in all lives. Like, this is absolutely insane. If you don't know, the Easter egg, the last little part of the bone, the sort of first part of the Easter egg, which we'll get to that in the next part. Once we figured out the sixth bone and the Sophia step of the Easter egg, this thing was popping off, man. It was keep on going. It was step after step after step. It was exciting, and it was like midnight, so everybody had a late night last night trying to figure this out, watching all of the streams, trying to get to that Easter egg first. And I think, okay, so Noah J got to the boss fight and he was doing like awesome. Blue screens, froze, can't do it. That happens to him twice. Admiral Baru, he gets 2 death barriers and like blue screens. Mr. T-Lexify and Mr. Waffle Waffles get the Samantha's Laugh glitch with the summoning key. So they get all of their points and all of their weapons taken away. They do not end their game. They fight back from 0 points to get to the boss fight to only have it freeze on them. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if this is Treyarch's fault. I don't know if this is the PlayStation's fault, but somebody should be very embarrassed and they should be scattered just trying to fix whatever it is that is broken about this game, because this is absolutely unacceptable. When the players playing this game, probably some of the most important players playing this game for your game, to advertise how cool your game is, and your game is crashing and your game itself cannot be played, it's absolutely ludicrous. Next, we're going to talk about this Easter egg on a gameplay level. Does this make sense for in-game, even if it doesn't make sense like story-wise? Is it fun to play? Is it cool and interesting to play? And this one is halfway fun. I'm gonna say that. The first half of this Easter egg, the shooting the gravestones, I'll give you that. That makes pretty logical sense. But the keeper ritual, the bones, getting Samantha's bones to kind of summon her back up, these steps is what took us so long. These are the most complicated steps, and they are the most, I'm gonna say random, but it's not that they're random. It's that somebody posted it in a subreddit. He was a game designer, kind of psychology, something, I don't know, but he said affordance. We didn't have as much affordance because we're not looking for these things. We're not looking for a tiny, insignificant rock on a jumping pad. That's not something we as players are going to notice or even look for. Random rocks around the map that we have to shoot in order to get skulls. It's not something that we look for. It's not something that's enjoyable to find. Sure, it's pretty simple and easy to do once we figure that out. That's obvious now, but it's not really fun. But as soon as we got that 6th skeleton, as soon as we got the bones, Sophia came back. As soon as we deflected those lasers, which everybody knew was going to play a part in the Easter egg, that was cool. Following Sophia to the Kino teleporter, teleporting to that boss fight the first time, super cool. Figuring out the symbols that Samantha says with the book, it's really cool. And the way they put kind of all of these little Easter eggs from the entirety of the Black Ops 3 Easter eggs into this one. We got like a Simon Says part, we have a collecting the skeletons part, we have in the second boss fight, the last boss fight, actually killing the Shadow Man is basically killing the Shadow Man from Shadows of Evil. And the boss fight itself, the arena itself, with all of the elemental things, the 4 different kind of mini arenas that it pops in and out of existence, is super cool, super interesting, very challenging, and it's the perfect challenge. You know what to expect, there's a strategy behind it, and it's super fun. Once you get the summoning key, going to all of the different areas and throwing the summoning key at the different Easter eggs of that specific map, that is completely within the affordance of us as players, because the whole dynamic of the map is it's a whole bunch of fractured universes that we've already played on in this one map. So we are going to go throughout those maps and be like, oh hey, this is the Mob of the Dead poster, we use that in the Easter egg, let's take that. Hey, that's the ice staff to grave, that let's pick that up. That's the Dreisendraw hot clock, let's pick that up. You know, it makes complete sense from a gameplay perspective, and that's really cool. And you should have seen my face. You should have seen my face, because I almost cried when we were in that boss fight. I forget the first people. I was actually there watching the live stream of the first completion run of it, when they got the Shadow Man within the mouth of that huge Apothicon statue, and that Shadows of Evil music starts playing in the background, that ritual music, that epic music, that first music we hear opening Pack-a-Punch on Shadows of Evil when Black Ops 3 came out. It is absolutely epic and beautiful. So the first half of this Easter egg, the bone step, the stone step, I'm gonna say, absolute bullcrap. This is complete filler just to make it last longer. It's an artificial time waster for us as a community. Second half of this Easter egg, super fun. 2 boss fights. We get Samantha Says, or a version of Samantha Says, Simon Says, whatever you want to call it, the Chronolium Says. We get teleported to Samantha's room, we get Sophia back, we got some epic boss battles and stuff. That is super fun. So second half, gameplay wise, pretty fun. Now we need to talk about the storyline perspective of this Easter egg, and it is not pretty whatsoever. This is it. This is the end of zombies. This is absolutely disappointing. Now I'm gonna say something right out front to you beautiful people. There is no ending that Treyarch could have ever pulled out of their butt that would not be disappointing. However, this feels insultingly disappointing. This is not something where it's like, okay, this makes sense functionally, this puts brackets around everything, even though we don't have these little minor details kind of picked up, it's fine. No, it's not like that. It's like, we beat the boss, we beat the Shadow Man, which we'll get to that later, and then somehow the universe is saved, and then Dr. Monty's like, oh hey, you guys are gonna go back in the cycle now. And it's like, why this answers literally nothing. It answers nothing. We know nothing more except, you know, I guess how it ends. You know, we beat the boss and we go back in this loop, and I guess that's really it. But here's the thing, if we go back in the loop, then literally nothing has changed. Then it's just the same thing over and over again. It means nothing. It is meaningless. We didn't break the cycle, we continued it. And there was some core fundamental stuff that needed to be answered that just wasn't even touched on for a single bit. Like the children. Where are the children right now? We don't know. There are no children from when we saw in the house. Why is Monty evil? Why is he so scheming? Why does Monty not like Richtofen? Does Maxis have a soul? Does Richtofen have a soul? We saw that he has a child in the house, but then at the very end there's an Easter egg quote of Monty saying Richtofen doesn't even have a soul. I guess that one's evil. How do we know this? Is Richtofen evil? Is Monty evil? There's nothing. What does Sam have to do with anything? There's just a little punk girl in this house now. Samantha, why was she in Argotha? Why do we need to save her? What importance is this little girl in our storyline? It's nothing. It's literally nothing. She doesn't matter whatsoever. She's given no importance to us. Premise will fail. No, we didn't. We didn't fail. We beat the Shadow Man. Apparently cleansed the universe of everything. But did we fail? Because now we have to go back in time, and as Premise now, we fought the great battle. By the way, where was this great battle? Where was this great? We know nothing about this great battle with the Apothicons. We beat the Shadow Man with a book. I mean, how does that even make any logical sense? We beat the Shadow Man into a statue of an Apothicon, and then the Chronorium, the book, shot him with a laser. How does a book even shoot him with a laser? And if a book can kill the Shadow Man, the root of all evil, the original Doomsday guy, why is that not the most powerful artifact in the universe as opposed to the summoning key? Why didn't we use the summoning key like we did in Shadows of Evil? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense from a storyline perspective whatsoever. And not to mention, I want to go back to the gameplay stuff a little bit. When you hit the back screen, that Apothecon egg and the 4 runes of creation, that's half of the stuff. That's half of the stuff in the gameplay. And like, there's no new wonder weapons. There's no new anything on this. I mean, from a storyline perspective, this makes absolutely no sense. How is Sophia able to kill the Shadow Man? And how answer me this. Maxis is within the summoning key, right? Because him and the Shadow Man kind of switch places, right? That's exactly what Monty said. I don't know how we're gonna get Maxis out of the summoning key. How in the world does Maxis have control of the summoning key in the final Easter egg cutscene? Him and Sophia like merge together into one and then fight the universe off? How does Sophia and Maxis within the summoning key, who seemingly has power over the summoning key even though he's trapped within it and nobody else had that power to control the summoning key from within the summoning key, how do these two robots, how do these two empty vessels like fix the universe? It makes absolutely no sense. I guess we explained the blood vials. The blood vials from Mob of the Dead were from a universe that was in an infinite loop, and that's how our original 4 characters, or Origins 4 characters, were still able to live in this new clean universe. Only problem is this new clean universe doesn't make a lick of sense. That's really it. So that's everybody's thoughts right now on this Easter egg, and oh my goodness, this is just a big cluster of just sadness and you know, the atmosphere at 4 in the morning when everybody has blue screened and they just give up and they watch this cutscene and nothing's explained. It feels like a spit in the face. It feels like, oh hey, yeah, that's done. Who controls the zombies? Who controls the zombies? Why are their eyes red? Why are their eyes yellow? Why are their eyes blue? This is so, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. We have no questions answered except for the blood vials, which everybody kind of assumed anyway. And why is Monty not like Richthofen? Why does Monty seem evil? Why is he conniving? Why, like, is it just because he's British? Like, is that it? I just don't understand. I don't understand. And that's my thoughts for you guys today. Gameplay wise, this was pretty fun. It was a fun experience to see. Of course, every new Easter egg is. But once you get down to it, man, this might be the worst Easter egg in Black Ops 3. Like, even the Giant is more interesting and a more thought out and realistic idea than this Easter egg is. So please tell me your thoughts on this Easter egg. Am I crazy? Am I being too harsh? What do you guys think about it? Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next absolutely beautiful Zombies morning, I will catch up with you guys later. And as always, stay beautiful.